Hi, I'm Mel, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to add images to your website. If you've seen my video on how to add documents, this will be very similar and you'll probably find it a lot easier to understand. So check that one out if you haven't already. First off, we're going to go to the page where we want our images to be. So in this case, I want it to be on this page. You need to make a component. In this case, I have a full text box. So we're going to edit the content by using this cog down here. We're going to get rid of this text as we don't need it. And we're going to go into this icon called Insert Image. It looks like two mountains with a pencil. If we click on that, we'll be taken to our file storage system. These folders that have underscores in front of them are folders that get added to your website automatically. Please don't delete them. They're there for an important reason. This one is where all of the backgrounds on your bricks are stored. This one's where your gallery photos are stored, heading images, carousels, and images for your staff or counsellors. So leave these alone, if possible, please. If you want to add your own folder, you can click up here, where there's a folder with a little star on it, and specify the name that you want to make your folder. Please don't use any type of punctuation. It breaks the folders and it makes your image and any files that you put in there unable to be seen. So yeah, but you can use capital letters, lowercase letters, and numbers. In this case, I don't have all that many photos, so I've just left them as they are. And you see I already have quite a few photos up here. We're going to choose this one here. Down the bottom it will tell you the width and the height of the photo in pixels. So as you can see, this one's quite long. This box here actually, from this corner to this corner, is 1200 pixels wide. So this size is about the right size to fit into this text box completely and snugly. We can see a lot of different options here, don't worry too much about them, I'll go through them and explain what they mean. This is your URL, you don't need to worry too much about that. In this box here we need to add some alternative text. Now this is just a quick description of the image. It allows us to comply with the website accessibility requirements for the visually impaired. So if you type in mountains, let's say, as a description of this picture, it will help people with softwares that read websites to them. You can put in a longer description if you want to, but you don't have to. The alternative text is enough. Please be aware that your upload maximum is 250 kilobytes. If I wanted to upload a new image, I would click here. It would take me into my computer. I then need to pick out the photo that I'd like to add. So say I want to add a picture of the dog, click open, and you'll get a box that looks like this. If it says it's been uploaded successfully, then it's perfectly fine the way it is and you are ready to use it. If there's an error message up here, it may be that your file size is too large, so you may need to resize your image. It may also mean that you have punctuation in the title of your image that the software doesn't like. So just check for those two things. If it's still showing up with an error message, then contact us at support@visionict.com, and I'm sure that somebody there will be more than happy to help you out and maybe give you some more information as to why it isn't working. But since ours has worked, we're going to click OK, and there we can see our wonderful little doggy. Again, it tells us the width and the height of our picture in pixels. So if I then want to click Insert, you can see a little doggy there. If I click tick, there he is. We're going to edit it again. Now if you want to edit this image that I've already added, you double click on it and it will come up with this editing box. From here I can set its alignment, so I can move it over to the right, I can move it over to the left. This is helpful if you want to put text next to your image. You need to align it one way or the other to be able to put text next to it. If you want a little bit of space before your text, you can add in about 5 pixels worth of spacing horizontally, or 5 pixels vertically, or maybe both. Up to you, you can have a little play with that. Most of the time you don't need to worry though. Then click OK, and there's our dog. Now I'm going to show you a different image so you can see how it adapts. This one here, we can actually change the sizes. You may want to get a more sophisticated imagery sizes such as Photoshop or Artweaver, There are many different sites that allow you to resize your images, but if you just need a little quick resizing to fit in with whatever you want it to, you can do that here and change it 800 pixels wide and click insert, and you'll see that it now isn't quite filling up the box. If I did it just on its own without changing the size of it at all, you'll see it fits the box snugly. Whatever you do, don't untick this constrained proportions box because it makes your image look quite weird. If I show you now what happens when I change this, it hasn't changed the height, so it isn't any longer a long proportional image, it's distorted. So please make sure that this box is always ticked. It keeps your image in proportion and it keeps looking nice. And then we click OK. You can tell that this image fits into this box pretty snugly. I can make it a bit smaller if I want to. Now if I get a half and half text column and I edit this and I add that exact same image into here, you'll see that it actually shrinks to fit the box. So although it is a large image, it will shrink to fit the box that I've put it in. This is helpful in terms of it being responsive. If you can put an image in one box and your text in the other and make them fit well, it definitely helps responsiveness with this. They can pile on top of each other a little bit and not always work out the way you expect them to. So I'd say definitely play around with these components and using different proportions of those and messing around with different images when you add them. What you should never ever do is paste an image directly into this box, because it can make your website function very slowly. It can even break it so your website is completely inaccessible. You should always save the image first and then upload it in the way that I've just shown you. And I think that's about everything. I hope you've learnt a lot from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.